School Publishing online video tutorials. Today we're in the elementary book and we're doing page 4, 5, 6 and 7, which is learning all about the F chord. So far in preparatory book we learnt C chord and G7 chord. So C chord and G7 chord is made up of C, E and G and B, F and G. So there's C chord and there's G7. C chord and G7. If we have a look at F chord on page 4, you can see that it's made up of the notes C, F and A. And you can see where that's positioned on the keyboard. So it's exactly right where C and G7 chord are, so you don't need to move anywhere. The most important thing is to make sure that you use your thumb on A, second finger on F and fifth finger on C. So what you can do is just start practicing. First of all, start going from C chord to F chord. So your second finger and fifth finger already in place, your thumb just has to move up one note onto A. Make sure you let all the notes off together and put them down. Together and up together and down together. Once you've mastered C, F chord, C, F chord, C chord, F chord, C chord, F chord, then spice it up by going C chord, F chord, C chord, G7 chord and looping that around and around. So C chord, F chord, C chord, G7 chord, C chord, F chord, C chord, G7 chord. And then finally you can go C chord, F chord, G7 chord, C chord. So C chord, F chord, G7 chord and C chord. And get used to being able to change those just by thinking and not looking at your left hand. Okay, so there's a theory and activity lesson on page 5, which is all about the 3 chords that we've known so far. So you should be fine with that one. And then on page 6, we have the C, F and G7 chord. So if you have a look in the bass clef over here, so this is just for left hand, it goes C chord, F chord, C chord, F chord, C chord, F chord, G7, C chord. Okay, so practice that. Make sure you point, play and say. So it'll be C, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, G7, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then you need to add the CD backing, which is quite straightforward. Okay, off you go and do some work.